is Kishore Chaudhary and I'm a C# corner author. Today in the following video I'm going to explain you about the concept of creating a mobile application in the Microsoft Azure, that is a mobile app service, and along with that app service I'll be explaining you about the concept of creating a database in the same Azure where you will be storing your data. So here we are not at all going to store any data, but in this video we'll be creating an app service and then creating a database for the app service and creating tables for those app services. So as usual, I'm not a guy who will be going with presentations, so I'll be getting into the hands-on. So first I need you guys to get into our Azure portal. So I have already logged in here. So as usual, go to new. Yeah, before this let me explain you something. So there are two types of app services, namely Windows app services, mobile app services and normal web services. So the difference between these app services and the web services are basically mobile app service is something which can be used to host the data in a mobile phone. But when you go for a web service, it is just used for hosting your websites and all other stuff which are based on the system. So there is a difference between the mobile app service and the web service. So it is based on the user requirement. So now here this mobile app service, it will be helping you to connect your application to the Azure database or Azure backend, which will be acting as a backend for your application. So to use the application, to use a mobile app service, first you need to have an app service, and the next you can create a database, and then you can create a table for the following database. So without wasting any time, so as usual, go to your Azure portal, and if you don't have an Azure account or Azure subscription, just watch my previous videos and you can find there about the concept of getting a new trial account. So as usual, go to new. I have them here. So go new, just go to web plus mobile, click on this. So in here you can find something called mobile services and web services. So in this you just choose the web service. Give me a second, it is getting loaded. Yeah, here we are. I have just passed my video because my network has got slowed down. So you can look at this. When we click on this web plus mobile, we can find something. Give me a moment. Yeah, sorry. So here, look at this. So you can find something called web plus mobile. So here you click on the mobile app. So this is the thing which is going to help you to connect your mobile application. So click on this one. So as usual, it will ask you for a name. So you have to give a name for your mobile application. You have to select this service here, select the group and select the type of subscription. And as usual, the same thing. Once you give all this, it will get created. Let it get loaded. Yeah, here we are. Now I should enter the name of the subscription. So I'm just entering it as sample mobile service. Now make sure that this name is unique, because whenever you create some subscription or some service, there should be a unique name for your your services in Azure. So this is already zero, so I'm just choosing as one. I think this will be available. Oh my god, even not, why it is also not available. Let me like this sample mobile services service 111. Yeah, it's available now, and I'm choosing the same free trial. And yeah, a user group, I'm creating a new one. This is also a sample for tutorial. Yes, just for my sake I'm creating like this. Now I'm just clicking on create. So based on your network bandwidth and along with this server load, this will take a little bit of time to get created. So since I gave a new user group, resource group, it will take a little bit of time. I think it will get created within more than half a minute. It will take more than half a minute, I know that. Yeah, that is validating. I think it will get created now. So remember, I'm repeating it again. So to use a mobile app service, the first thing is that you have to create an app service first. Once you create your app service, the next thing will be the concept of creating a database for your app service. Only then you can use the database of the app service to store the data in there. So you can use different type of languages. Maybe you can use JavaScript, or you can use .NET, that is the C# language, to update the records. It is not a problem, but it is based on your use. So yeah, it's got deployed. So you can look at here, now it is deployed. Now the next thing, so I'm going to the resource groups. So this is where my resource group, my mobile service will be found. So I have given you a new group like, what is it, sample for tutorial. So I'm clicking on it. So there I can find my mobile application. So it will be, yeah, it is like this, sample mobile service 111. Yeah, now I'm clicking on it. So once I click on it, I'll be showing the credentials and the overview of that service. So here I can directly host my mobile service, but now I'm not going to do that. But now I'm going to create a database for that. So for creating the database, see, you can look at here, just scroll down, there you can find something called EC tables. Yeah, here it is. So you can find it. So this is the table which will be used to store the data, but you cannot create a table unless you have a data connection or a database connectivity. That is, you have to create a database in the cloud. Only then you can create the tables in the database. So you just see this, I'm clicking on it, it will get loaded. Once you see the page, you will understand you cannot have tables unless you have data connections. It will be showing some sort of error in there. Let it get loaded. Since my network is a little bit slow, it will be taking a bit of time, so I'm just passing this, and once it gets loaded, I'll be back. Yeah, now you can see, as I told, now you can find it here. Need to configure EC tables, EC APIs, click here to continue. So to configure a table in here, first you need to have a database connection. So remember, whenever you create a database, the first thing what you will do is you will create a server, then you will create a database, and finally you will create a table in the database. The same thing. So here also, first you have to create a connection, that is a database connection. So for that, you just click on the database connections. So once you click in here, it will be showing you. So here we don't have any connection, so it is empty. Now click on this add button. So once you click on this, it will be asking about the database. So you can choose either a SQL database or a source. Now I'm using a SQL database because I'll be pushing data from my mobile application to this Azure portal. So I'm just using this one, and the configuration settings. So whenever you create a database, for sure you'll be going with some sort of configurations. So I'm just choosing the configuration. Let it get loaded. Yeah, it is here now. So first I have to create a new database, right? So I'm just giving a name, sample dbase. Oh, sorry. So I'm giving a name for this. Yeah, what is this? My mouse is not getting, yeah, it's getting loaded, that so it's not working. Give me a moment. Yeah, it's working now. So I'm giving a name as sample dbase. So I gave it. Yeah, look at this. This is the database which I have already created for my IoT service. And if you have, for example, if you have already a database and you like to use the same database in here, you can just click on it and make use of it. But I am not going to make use of the old one. For making you guys to understand, I am going to create a new one. So I have created it. And for buyer, I am just choosing the same one. I'm not going to do anything in this one. Let it be same as 0. And target server. So I have to choose this one. So I'm going to create a new server. As I told you now, see, we are creating a database. So whenever you create a database, you need a server for it. So I'm creating a server. So let it be a sample server alone. I think it will be unique. No, someone have used it. So sample server not 6. Yeah, this will work. Yes, this works. Now the username will be Kishore170 and password as it is. Yeah, 1 minute. Password and what else? So now I have to choose my location. I'll be choosing, where is it? Central India. So this is what. Now I'm just clicking on select. This will take a little bit of time, and this will create a server for me. Once the server gets created, you will understand it. So as I told you, we need a server for a database. Only then the database can be used to create tables, and then you can store the data in the tables. So we have configured a server for this database, and the next thing, just click on this. Don't care about this, let it be as it is. Just click on select. So this will select the database, and next one is connection string. So click on it, and this will be automatically get generated. Just click on OK, or you can change it. I'm not going to change it, just leave it as it is. Just click on OK. So now this has let you to create a data connection. Finally click on OK. So this will take a little bit of time based on the same thing, the network as well as the server load. Sometimes it will be getting finished within a few minutes, sometimes it will get a lot of time. So first we just went into EC tables. At the time we are unable to create any table because we didn't configure any database. So we just configured the data connection now. So let it get deployed. Now once it gets deployed, we will understand. When we go to the EC tables option, in here you can find some change. Look at this. Need to configure EC tables easy. So just remember this. Once this gets deployed, you will find the change in here. I'll be back once this gets deployed. Yeah, it's 10%. I mean, it has completed for 10%. It will take a little bit of time. I'll pause the video and come back as it finished. Yeah, here we are. Now the data connection has been created, and I'm sorry for a delay. Network crash has been happened, so just pause the video and I came back to this. So I'm continuing with the same thing. So now we have created a connection. I mean, the data connection between the mobile application and the database. So you can find this, the MS table connection string. So this is the table which database which has been created for your application. So just closing it. So now the next thing is creating tables. For this I'm clicking on EC tables. So previously when you went here, you were finding something called this. So it's the same thing, but first we have configured this data connection. Now just click on here. So it will be asking you to connect to the database. So you have already connected to the database. You just click this one, just checkbox this one, that initialize the app service to EC tables. So this is where your application will be allowed to communicate with the database through the tables. Now click on initialize app. So this will take a moment. This will get initialized very soon, I think. Yes. So sometimes it get delays due to some sort of network errors, but it will not get, it will not happen all time. But the data connection and the database creation will take a little time. I don't know why, but this time it just crashed my browser along with the network. Both of them got crashed. That is why I took a little bit of time. Though I have just paused the video, I took nearly 10 to 15 minutes of time to overcome and resolve all those issues. I think this will take a little bit of time. I'll pause the video and I'll come back once it gets over. Yeah, here we are. Now it has been initialized successfully. Now just look at this. So previously when you clicked on this, there was some sort of notification to connect with an API. So now if you have looked at here, there is nothing like that. Now you just click on add. This will let you to create a table. So you can create a table of your own. So I am just giving a table as sample data. So this is the table name, and whenever you create a table, you have to let some sort of permissions for the table. So whenever you perform a insert operation to the table, you can use the authentication purpose, or there is no option for the insertion, or you can choose anyone can insert the data. The same way for update permission, the same thing, and for the delete permission also the same thing. So there will be access permissions, and for read permission the same thing. So and then undelete permission. So basically these are the operations which will be carried out over a table. These are the operations, these are the basic operations which will be carried out. So you can choose those things according to your wish. So I'm not going to change anything in here. I'll be letting it as it is. So if I click on OK, a table will get created. It will take a little bit of time, not much, only a little of time. So now a table called sample data will get created in here, and whenever a table gets created, as usual it will be having, by default it will be having an ID, an update table, status, and some other sort of user records. These are by default given in these easy tables. So you can change those, or you can add some other stuff, like you can add your own records and some other thing. So I'll show you it once it gets here, once this table gets created. So until then I'll pause the video and come back. Yeah, now the table has been created. It has been successfully created. Now look at here, the sample data has been created. Just click on this. So once you click on this, in the next window you will be allowed to see the contents, the records and tuples of the table. So let it get loaded. So you can change the permission even after you create the table. So if by clicking on this you can change the permission, and by using this edit script concept you can use the online portal of the scripting. So you can script in there, And for this refresh is just for refreshing the records, and for more you can just clear the table or you can stream the logs. Let this get loaded. So you can find in here you will be able to see the records which are by default given in these tables. So basically, as I told, there will be a default ID, a status, an update, a delete, and I just forgot. Let me see what comes here. But basically these are things which will be given. So this is where the data which you try to store in your database, that is in your mobile database, in your mobile application, the data will come and store in this location alone. So you can create n number of tables. Okay, so you can create n number of tables by clicking on this one. You can create more than one, you can create many. And the same way, add from CSV. This is something that is, you can import a table, import the data of a table right from your machine. So this is possible. By clicking on this, you will be asked to choose the file. So once you choose the file from your local machine, the data in that table will be imported to this database. Sorry, to this table. So this is how you just import the data directly from your machine, and this is how you just create a table. So these are the two options. So this is for creating a table and this is for importing a table. So I told you, like, I'm going to show you, right? So I just going to get this one loaded. Give me a moment, this is getting loaded. And I need to say something like, there will be a little change in the voice, the way I speak, because in my previous videos the way I speak was entirely different. Now it is not so good because I am just stuck with cold. So don't bother, don't feel about it. I'm sorry if it is not audible, but in the further ways I will not be having such sort of issues, I think. But I'm trying to speak a little bit good, and I'm sorry if you are unable to understand. So 1 minute, it is not getting loaded. Give me a moment, I'll pause the video and I'll come back once it gets loaded. Yeah, here it is. Now it has been loaded, so you can find it. There is a record called ID, a create date, update date, a version, and a delete. So these are the default things which will be found in an EC table. So whenever you create an EC table, you can find these things. So if you want to add something extra, oh my god, give me a minute, it has been loaded as a bug. So basically, previously when it got loaded, you could have seen something called manage schema. Now it is not been loaded. Give me a moment, I'll try it once again. Oh god, I think it has been bugged. Okay, I'll pause the video and I'll just refresh the complete setup. That is, I'll refresh the whole Azure portal. So once I refresh it, the bug will be resolved, I think. So basically, whenever we open a page in the Azure portal, sometimes it will become a little buggy. Okay, I'll try once again by clicking over here. That is, I'll try once again by coming from the first. Oh god, I don't know why my network sucks like this. Give me a moment, I'll show you once the table gets loaded completely. Yeah, here we are. I just refreshed the page now. Now the bug has gone. So just look at this. There is something called manage schema. So there will be cases where we will be adding some new records to the table. So at that case, you can click on this manage schema. So here you will be allowed to add column. So even you can delete the columns, but it is not possible for you to delete this ID because this will be acting as a primary key in here. So I never tried to delete it, but once I tried to delete, but it has not been deleted. It was showing some sort of error. So to add a new column, just click on add a column. So you just want to enter a column name. So simply I'm giving as name. So for name, the same string or number or date, it will be a string. So I'm just clicking on OK. So the column gets created. So you can find a new column has been created as a name. So you can set an index for this by clicking on this option and just click on set index. Just click on S. So this will let you to set index for this one. So this is how you just set indexes for your records. So this is one option, and there you can see something called clear table. So whenever you store some sort of data in your table, you can find those data in these locations. So if you want to clear the table, just click on this clear table and this will let you to clear the table. And what else? The streaming log. So there will be some issues based on the streaming concept, so you can view those logs in here. So the editorial script, just click on this, you will get a page. There is a scripting page where you can see the scripting concepts for your records. So it will get a little bit off. I'm letting it go loaded. So on the next one, changing permission. You have already seen this. While you are creating the table, you are asked to set some sort of function. So this is the place where you can again change the permissions if you need. So this is how you just create a table in the database and also connect the database to your mobile application. So just see here. Oh god, it's still included. Let it be. So what else? So this is how you just play with the tables, and if you want you can upload the table from your machine by clicking on this one. And so I have shown you the concept of creating a database connection with your mobile application and creating AC table too, and also the concept of adding records to the table. So let it be. You just click on this and you just find what is there in this. So there will be having the scripting data. So hope you just understood the concept of creating a table. So see, look at this. So first we just created this mobile service, and during the creation when we just went to the database connection. So while creating a database we created a server for that, and then we created a database for that. Now in this sample database, it will be stored in this sample server not 6, and this sample server not 6 is for this mobile service. Okay, so the table, the EC table, the one which we created as sample data, it will be stored in this database. So this is how you just create a database for your mobile application. So in the next video I'll be explaining about the concept of writing some data and pushing the data into your Azure database through some sort of forms or an UWP or something like that. So this is the end of the session. So again, myself Kishore Chaudhary, and I am a C# Corner author. You can mail me at kishore@cwtechnologies.in. Hope you have learned something new today. Hope you like this one. And the next article, in the next video, as I told, I'll be explaining you about the concept of pushing the data from a local machine to our Azure database. Also, I'll be explaining you the concept of controlling an IoT device from a remote location through a mobile, through the mobile services using a client and server application. There are a lot of things yet to come. Just subscribe to our page. I will be updating those soon. Hope you learned something new today. Thanks for watching.